Now, that's not enough light, is it? But it's all I can find. Nobody is here to turn on the lights. But again, I know it's hard, but, well, video isn't important. It's the audio that counts. And what audio counts the most? When all is said and done, the only thing that really matters is how did we treat others. How did you treat others yesterday? What was your score? 100%? Mine was 100% teetering. I almost fell over and blew my stop. But I didn't. And you know something, folks? You can be the best person in the whole world. Not that we're interested in competition, because we're not. We're all one. We're all together. And nobody's better than anybody else, because we're all some of God. God is all there is. There's only God, so we have to be God. We have to be some of God. And we can be the best possible of that today. That's what we can give today too. This is a brand new day. Let me tell you what time it is.
The time is 7:21 a.m.
Now this is daylight saving time, 7:21. The sun should have been up for, I think the sun is, rising around 6 o'clock, isn't it? Yeah. And it's setting around 7 o'clock. Okay. Light, electromagnetic radiation. A great thing happened yesterday. Our friend Madeline drove to Pittsfield, and our friend Wayne met her at the vegan diner on Wacona Street, and they made a video. And they made a video because of their new presenter, Sherry Pelletier, who owns a vegan restaurant in Pittsfield, is now the new presenter for A Chat with Glendora in the Pittsfield Public Access TV station. The whole thing is a hoax. It has no statutory authority. They could be sued for everything they have. They could be sued for $17 million. But Sherry made a wonderful presentation that she was the owner of the vegan diner, and that entitled her to be the presenter for this great TV show, A Chat with Glendora, and that Glendora was 100% vegan, and that Glendora theme was, when all is said and done, the only thing that really matters is how did you treat others. We were very, very pleased that Matthew Tucker and his wife, as foster parents, that the case against them by the district attorney was dismissed, that the child did not die because of negligence on their part, on the part of the Tucker man and wife. But I feel very, very, very sad about the child. That's something when the judge will rule against the district attorney. Usually they're in alliance with each other. But did Sherry give you a vegan dinner, Madeline? No. Madeline says, no, I called up ahead and ordered one. Madeline, you took away Sherry's blessing. Sherry wanted to bless you with one of her vegan dinners. And so even at that, Madeline didn't eat the vegan dinner that she bought. She stopped at Burger King and had a vegan Whopper. And so she's going to have the Sherry's vegan dinner sometime this morning. And Sherry probably wanted to give Wayne a vegan dinner, but they upset that apple cart. Anyway, it's a great occasion. And then Sherry comes on and says what her dreams are about her vegan restaurant. So that's good. Now another thing we did, we're reading Franklin's newspaper articles. He was a reporter for the Springfield, Massachusetts Union for 10 years, 1940, right after the war, 1944 to 1954, along there. No, that would not be right. That would be he was at Boston University those years. And then when he was graduated in 1948, he went through on 3 years of college instead of 4. And I told you that his classmate was Martin Luther King Jr. And then Franklin was a reporter on the Buffalo Evening News for 27 years. And he was covering City Hall. And we covered his book of the articles that he wrote in 1980 from May to September. Then we finished the articles, or we scanned the articles from 1980 October through December. And the Buffalo Library, Susan from the local history department called us yesterday and told us that the bandshell wasn't there in the waterfront. The bandshell that was talked about in 1980 here in 2022 is not in the waterfront. But she told me about the townhouses that they built there. The city owned that land in the Buffalo Harbor, and they sold that land to developers. And they put up these townhouses, and she looked up one of them for me and found how much the rent was, how much the selling price was for the condominium. You want to guess? $1.37 million. They overlooked the lake. The ones in the front would overlook the lake, but the ones in the back would overlook the city. It would make a difference in the price, wouldn't it? So she was very sweet to do that. Thank you, Buffalo and Erie County Public Library, a great institution. And then Franklin wrote a review of a book written by Billy Martin about George Steinbrenner. And Franklin was a great baseball fan, a very big baseball fan. I think he would spend an hour or 2 hours a day reading box scores. And he was an eclectic. He didn't favor one team over another. He followed it by players. He would pick a young player and then he would follow his career. Anyway, another Grand Library story is the Nassau Free Library. I live in Nassau, New York. Don't think that that's near Nassau County, Long Island. It is not. Nassau, New York I live in the village of Nassau, New York, which is only 1 mile square and which has only 1,100 people. And it's across the river. It's on the east side of the Hudson River, and it's about 5 miles south of Albany, south of Troy. So this is the Nassau Free Library I'd like to talk to you about and show you how great God is, and how great it is to be all one with God and all with God. How we all work together and how we move the universe forward. What did Suzanne do at the Nassau Free Library? She renewed our World Book Encyclopedia Volume M. It was due on yesterday, the 21st of April. And then she also found out that Glendora's library card had expired after 3 years. So she did everything. She renewed the library card for 3 years, and then she renewed the encyclopedia not only from April 21st to May 21st, way into June 10th. Now we've read 250 pages already of it. It's 1,000 pages, and it took a month to do the 250 pages, so it'll take 4 months to do the whole book. And so we'll have May to do up to page 500, and we'll have June to do up to page 750. Then we just need 1 more month to finish it to 1,000. What did you read yesterday? Most of it was 10 pages about Maryland, the state of Maryland, MD. Very interesting. Oh, what other great gifts did all of our friends put together for us yesterday? I want to hear the ones that passed your area. Gina cleaned the stove. She cleaned the kitchen counters. I think she did the kitchen cupboards. She did the inside, outside, and around the micro oven. I do not like micro ovens. I love the electromagnetic spectrum. Radio waves, microwaves, red waves, orange waves, yellow waves, green waves, blue waves, and purple waves, and ultraviolet rays, and X-rays, and gamma rays, all that. But I don't like microwave cooking. It heats the food, but it really doesn't cook it. So I go back to the slow oven cooking, either the great big stove, the great big electric stove, or the toaster oven, and let it cook slowly and nicely. Anyway, and she cooked, I hope she cleaned the toaster oven and touched up the bathroom. Thank you, Gina, for that. She was 4.5 hours sprucing up the Happy House 3. Carol did a good job for you on the jokes, and she did a good job for you on the words. A Coulier, a Cessant, Katie's, a faithful friend, the beautiful word achieve, and the word Achilles, the model of Greek youth. When all is said and done, the only thing that really matters is how did you help others. The two sisters, Sister Nielsen and Sister Swift from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints were scheduled to come to see me, and this is the third time they've been scheduled. They missed the other two. They did not come again. Instead, we got a telephone call from a boy missionary. This was Elder Cox and Elder Chambers, saying that the sisters weren't coming. And why didn't we hear from the sisters why they weren't coming? Something has got all mixed up in the East Greenbush camp for the Mormon Church. So we'll let that settle down. And I asked them, the church, when you go to these different municipalities to proselytize the Mormon Church, you also offer community service, don't you? Yes. And how much do you offer? 4 hours a week. Could you come to a chat with Glendora and do 4 1-hour community service a week? And the sister said, yes. But you see, that didn't happen. Another bright spot was Fran from the College of St. Rose called and said that she got our message that we wanted to hire 3 very nice people at a very good pay rate in a beautiful job. It's a great job. You just can't beat this job. Taking care of this television show and getting out the message that when all is said and done, the only thing that really matters is how you treat others. You can't find a better job. Clean, no heavy lifting. Chief Fran called and said, I was so glad that you left the job description on my recorder. That took care of that for me, and we'll post that right away. I said, do you want a job, Fran? She said, no, I'm very well set. Where else do you call? I called the State University of New York at Albany, and they have a thing called Handshake, a thing on the computer that you fill out. And it says something like who all right, we'll say who is going to sign this? No. Who is this going to be passed forward to? And I tried to tell the young man who was answering these questions for me over the phone that it was whom. Whom is this to be forwarded to? And he says, no, I've got to do it as it's written. It's written as who is this going to be forwarded to? I said, but that's not English. You want people all over the world to know that State University of New York can't speak their own native language correctly? And he says, whoa, he says, I'm going to let you go, he says, until you're in a better mood. But that is a disgrace, and so if he won't listen to me, I think I'll call the provost. I think I'll call whoever is in charge of the State University of New York at at Albany, and tell them that has to be changed. Here they are, college people. They should know correct English. I don't care whether they're in computer science or what they're in. They still have to speak their own language correctly. And as an English major, I will proselytize that. Anything else happened yesterday? It's a little cold, but forsythias all over the place. Tulips are up, apple blossoms and cherry blossoms Daffodils have done their best. I don't know about jonquils. Violets are all over the ground. Beautiful little violets. Sweet things. It won't be long before the magnolias, cherry trees, Rensselaer County, Albany County, Schenectady County aren't the glory that Westchester County is for flowering crab trees and weeping willows. And azaleas are in blossom in southern Jersey. Magenta azaleas. What a great time of year. What a great universe. And how long we have been making it. Who? All of us together. That's who God is. The universe. Look how long we have been making it. And what a glory we have done. What a great glory of work we are done, with more to come. What's in the future for glories to come? Okay. I see the daylight now a little bit. Just a tiny bit I can see it. Just a tiny bit from all white to more white. Now let's sing you a good hymn. Nearer, my God, to thee, nearer to thee, I would be one with thee, one with thee. Still all my song shall be, nearer, my God, to thee, nearer, my God, to thee, nearer to thee. The Titanic. The people who died, and the ones who hung in the water for 4 hours until they were rescued. You think about the things we created, and then you think about that. Somehow, they don't go together. Yet it did happen. And the Civil War happened. Okay, what's a good prayer? Be ye therefore blameless and harmless as a child of God, without rebuke, letting your light shine before the world. Oh, thank you for doing that. You make such a big difference when we do that together. Let's do it together today. Let's be perfect people today. Why not? It's a brand new day. Forget about yesterday. Delete it. Expunge it. Why can't we make this one a brand new day? Pristine, blameless, harmless, and without rebuke. Sorry about the light.
The time is 7:43 a.m.
Hey Google, what is the temperature, please?
The current temperature in Nassau is 49 degrees.
49 degrees. This is April 22nd, 2022, Friday. Hey Google, what time did the sun rise?
Today, sunrise was at 6:02 a.m.
6:03 a.m. Now we should be getting more light through the window. Hey Google, what time does the sun set?
Today, the sun will set at 7:44 p.m.
Isn't it great? All that daylight, the tilt of the earth. Yesterday, Google said, I said, oh, thank you, Google. And she said, you're welcome, Glenn. And Gina heard it, and Carol heard it. That's the first time you really talked to me, Google, in 2-3 months. You used to talk to me a lot. Things have changed at Google, I think. But I love you, Google. I wonder if it's fun to be married to a robot. And you have robot children. What do you say, Google? Breathe on us, breath of God, and we will be alert to live with thee the perfect life and never harm nor hurt. Go vegan, everybody. Go vegan. Don't hurt anybody. That's what it is to be vegan. Don't hurt anybody.